Hi, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Julie.
And this is Goen's Garage. All right, last October, we went to a car show down in Evansville, Indiana. It's called the Evil Shindig. That last year was our first year. We really enjoyed it. But we met a guy there named Rex, and he came up to us because we was in our 58 Chevy truck. And he said, hey, he said, I got a 58 Chevy truck just like this that's at his house. And he goes, we'd be interested in selling it if you're interested in it. We talked for a little bit. Super nice guy.
He was super sweet, yeah.
Yeah. So we went and picked it up. Well, about the time we got there,
over the hill.
Yep. This is when Julie's seen it.
And there sat the 62 Corvair. And I was in love instantly.
Yeah.
It is the cutest truck. I've always loved these. I love these. I love the van. So, you know, they have the load side and then the regular tailgate.
Yeah, some of them had a ramp side on the passenger side.
That would have been super cool, as it is. So we talked to Rex and we were loading up the 58 and he made us a deal we couldn't refuse. He was fantastic. So we had to go back down there and get the Corvair.
It was probably, 2 or 3 weeks later we went back and got it?
I think so, yeah.
So we got it home, then we was trying to figure out what we was going to do. Wasn't sure. I asked Julie, I said, do you want us to put a big V8 in the back of it or something? And she was like, nah.
I drive like an old woman. There's no point in that.
Yeah,
so it's interesting because, the motor's in the back. So we had to really get creative with it. And by we, I mean he had to get creative with it.
Yeah. I got it home. I talked to my old friend Iman. I talk about Iman a lot, but Iman's always got all the good stuff,
It's me, Dave, and open up, I got the stuff. Who?
So we went and picked up this minivan he had. He had you'll see it in the video. We have pictures and how we did this truck. It's all in this video. So we picked up this minivan, drove it home. It's a 2005 Chrysler minivan. It had a 3.8 liter V6. And I pulled the drivetrain completely out because, like she said, it's in the rear. So we took this minivan and cut the whole front end out of the minivan.
It was insane.
Yeah.
It was really insane. Everybody's like, you did what?
Yeah. And like I said, all this is in this video. You're going to see it. So we placed the whole front cradle of the minivan underneath the back end of this 62. So the wheels, obviously, this is the front wheels on the minivan originally. So they're in the rear. So then we had to set the steering so that the wheels would not turn. Obviously, you don't want them to turn in the rear.
Although they talked about it for a little bit and they said, wouldn't that be interesting? But I'm sure would have killed myself. So
yeah, so we did that, and everything in this is out of the minivan pretty much. The dash, we put the gauges in here, the gas tanks in here. We had to build a full frame underneath this thing to be able to withstand the horsepower that this 3.8 liter is pushing now. So it's got a lot more power now than obviously the Corvair did, because I'm not exactly sure how much horsepower a Corvair motor has, but I'm guessing between 50, maybe 60 horsepower, possibly. I don't know. A lot of you Corvair guys out there might know. And if you do, leave us a message on this because we'd like to know, because we're really not sure. But we took that out and put this 3.8 liter, and I'm not sure how much horsepower this is pushing, but a lot more than the Corvair.
Yeah, they keep telling me I'm going to pop wheelies.
Yeah.
Which is not going to be good. Because I don't think I can handle that.
So we've drove this.
Chicken.
And we've drove this truck just up and down the road a little bit. It really drives good. So I need to get this finished out, and this is what I've been, it's got, the bed sides are shot.
Rough.
So all this is gonna be cut, and we'll end up doing metal work and bending it down. All right, so if you look in here, you can see there's frame rails over on both sides that we ran down along the bottom of this. So what we'll do is we'll attach that metal on the outside down to the bottom of this and tighten this up so it'll be nice and secure. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of metal work to do, but we're going to get it.
I don't know how he crammed all this in here, because he had this idea, and I'm thinking, how in the world? And obviously, how in the Aaron Goen is this going to happen?
And obviously, the biggest thing is keeping this motor cool, because when we're all finished with this, we're going to end up having a cover over the top of this, so you won't even see. You will not see this motor from when you're just looking at it. So most people are obviously going to be pretty confused, because they're going to be like, how in the world does this thing even go, you know? So we're gonna have to put a ductwork down here underneath to be able to scoop the air up when you're going down the road and push it into this radiator, which I don't really think it'll be a problem. I don't know if it is, we're gonna end up putting electric fans on the outside of this, the front of the radiator to be able to push, you know, just for more airflow. That's the biggest thing. You just got to make sure you got enough airflow.
And then the top, they're gonna place like a top over that can lift back, so they can work on the motor.
Yeah. So
necessary.
we're gonna build a bracket across here, and this will hinge open like a hood of a car. And then this part here will have a floor right above the fuel tank. So there will be a small compartment here, like a trunk, to be able to put something, you know. Which
is kind of sad because we're going to cover it up to like this area. Yeah. And that patina is so fantastic. Yeah, it makes me sick to cover that up. But they can't all be winners, you know? I mean.
Nope, you got to do it.
You got to do what you got to do to make it work.
Yep. So anyway, enjoy this video. And like I said before, you know, if you have any questions or you got comments on it, leave us a comment. We'd like to hear from you. We'd like to hear what your thoughts were, you know. A lot of you out there are probably like, man, this guy's nuts. But, you know, hey, we're having fun.
They might be right.
That's what it's all about. Yeah. Missy seems to really like it, don't you, Miss?
Kind of nuts.
Yeah. All righty. Enjoy the video. All right. Okay, so right here is the heating duct on the minivan. So this is your blower and all your heating elements, your shutters, everything's in here. So me and my dad, and see, we built this. It bolts on here. And so the air that blows from the ductwork blows up into this plenum. It goes through that blue hose right there. It goes all the way down. And it comes out that hose, goes all the way down, goes all the way around into the front of the truck. So I put this little motor. This is a little inline blower motor that'll help produce the air and let it push up into the truck.
Through.
So anyway, it goes all the way up in the truck, and now the truck has heat and air conditioning.
Which comes under the seat.
So yeah, it just blows right out in front of the shifter there. There's a hole there. But we'll probably end up doing some kind of ductwork right in there, but that's the way we've done it. So it works. I mean, like Corey Wheat says, it's not stupid if it works. Sorry for the noise. Not everybody has a heater that blows air in the back of their vehicle. It goes all the way in the front. Hooked up? Yeah, that's gonna seal it right up. Okay.
Cool.
That'll work then.
You'll have plenty of room to put suitcases in there and stuff.
Yeah.
Go somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, putting the front wheel drive in the back of this was enough. But then if you get the heat and air conditioning to work, that'll blow air from back here all the way to the front.
Yeah.
Pretty phenomenal.
How did I turn that on?
You gotta turn the key on and hit the power button.
Turn it up?
Yeah. There we go.
Blowing?
Yeah, it's doing pretty good. Is it blowing air up there?
Underneath the seat there.
No.
Yeah, it's blowing good. All right, so there's a lot of rust in this vehicle. So right here you can see where this is all rusted out, and I'm building putting new metal in here, bending it. So I've been working on the floors, I've been working on this. So back here in the back, I've got to put a piece of metal all the way from right here all the way across to cover all this up where my wiring comes through. So that's what I'm gonna be working on today. And then I have to work on that floor over there where I got the master cylinder. And I need to put a new floor pan in. I've been kind of waiting to do that because I've had the floor out to be able to get to the master cylinder, obviously. So that's kind of where I'm at. So when I go to build that piece in there, I will have an access door cut out to be able to get to the master cylinder to fill it up with fluid from inside the truck. So anyway, that's what we're working on today, and it's going pretty well. There's just this old truck really needs a lot of love. It's got a lot of rust. I know a lot of you out there are saying, man, that thing's really bad, but it's rusted out pretty good. I mean, it's got a lot of bad areas. All this has to be rebuilt. It's got to be back solid before we start driving it. So anyway, I've been working on this. You can see what I'm doing here. So I've taken this piece of metal that I've been working on. What I'll do is I got this all cut out, this bad area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'll stitch this all through here. It's hard to show you with my one hand, but what I'll do is I'll clamp this tight, and then I'll stitch it all down through there. Then I'll come over here on this edge and I'll pull this edge down, which obviously I'm gonna grind all this off, and I'll pull this down and I'll put stitch weld all the way down through here, all the way down. But as you can see, it's rotted pretty good. So I'll just continue on, then I'll build that bottom piece. It just takes a long time. So, I mean, it's not a fast process. So anyway, here we go. All right, I've been working on these pans here for the door jambs. I got those stitched in. Now I'm working over here on this driver's side. There's the master cylinder, so I gotta make sure I make an access hole to be able to get to the master cylinder, which I've done. And I was gonna show you how I do this bead roll. So as you can see, I bead rolled right there, and I cut this hole out, and this is to get into the master cylinder. So this side, I don't know if I can do this with one hand. So anyway, this thing's foot controlled. It's got a foot control here. And so you just make your whatever mark you're wanting to go, and then you just roll it. And what that does is that rolls, puts that bead, and it actually helps it for strength. So what I'll do is when I get down here where this curve is, I'll stop right there because I made this bend right here. So what I'll do now is I'll loosen this to be able to get this out. Now I can flip this switch right here to make it go reverse, but I would rather just back it off. And then what I do is I tighten this back down until it touches, and then I come back to right there. I'm just so used to using this machine that it's not, I pretty much know right where it needs to be. And anyway, it works pretty well, as you can see. So I'll get this one done. I'll get this one will be able to go all the way through, just like that, because there was no lip on this side. So as you can see, there's the floor pan. So anyway, keep plugging away at this. So what I'm doing is I've got some metal here that I'm going to use to bend for the inside of that door jamb. So what I got to do is I got to cut this 4 inches, and I've got this machine right here that I bought at Harbor Freight, and this thing is awesome. So I'm not promoting like Harbor Freight stuff, but I'm just saying this thing works really well for me. So it cuts metal, it bends metal, it rolls metal, and you'll see me use this probably as I'm building stuff. I really like this machine. It works really well. So if you just line up your marks and then you hold it, and it cuts it right off. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this probably in the other room. I know you guys are all going to think I'm pansies, but I got the air conditioning running here in the barn, so it's really hot outside. So anyway, I haven't got the air on back here. I do have an air conditioner back here, but it's not on right now. So anyway, if you have metal like this and you want to roll it, it'll bend it, it'll roll it. I mean, it's really cool. So if you go to Harbor Freight, check it out. It's a Central Machinery piece of equipment. I bolted it, made this bracket here and this like table. I would really like to build me a bottom underneath this. I've been wanting to do this for a while now. I just haven't done it. But I'm wanting to put something in here like at a 45-degree angle like this, like a tray. And then that way, when you cut this metal, it'll fall on that tray and slide down here. I know I'm getting lazy. Don't want to bend over and stuff, but it'd be pretty nice. So, especially if you're doing a lot of small stuff. So anyway, let's take this in the other room and I'll kind of show you the stretcher and some of the other machinery I have in here. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is I got this piece of metal. I'm going to use this just to kind of show you how this thing works. This is a shrinker and stretcher machine. Works really well. So I've got a piece of metal that I put a 90 on it. You can see that there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can bow this to go on a contour of like a door jamb or something. So what you do is you take this and put it in this machine and you just work it. You just slowly but surely work it. So what I'm doing is this is shrinking this down for a, like, you know, on the door jamb of this truck, you know, it's not just all flat. There's a big curve on it. So if you need it to be curved even more, you just keep working this thing. So I'll show you here in just a second. Okay, so this will give you an idea. See what I did? Okay, so all I did, if you look at this, you can see the marks from where those teeth on that machine grab that and it puts a radius on it. So it's actually pretty cool. It works pretty well. So like if I want to put this in that door jamb, on this door jamb where this curves and goes downward, I can put that and see that'll fit right in there. So obviously this is just a practice piece. I've got a whole nother piece, but I was just wanting to show you how this actually works. So it's pretty cool. I've got this, I've got I got a bender, so I can put metal in here, clamp this down and bend it. This thing's all messed up. Okay, so I got that, and then we have a bead roller for doing flooring. So if you look at the flooring in this video, you'll see all the bead rolls, and that's what this machine here does. And it's foot control, electric, works real well. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. Okay, so I've taken my piece of metal, I've marked 3/4. So what I'm gonna do is bend a 90 on this edge so that it'll place inside that door jamb. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it over here. And I know a lot of you are probably watching this and saying, man, who's videoing? Well, I've got this machine now that I bought, and it holds my camera, and when I move, it follows me. So there's actually nobody out here but me. So it's kind of neat. I walk over here and it follows me. Or if I walk over here, wherever I go. So it's actually pretty cool. So anyway, so I'll bend this, bring this up like that, and then that will give a 90. See that? Gives it a nice cut. So now I'll take this and let me think here. So you got to really think when you do this, because if you do it, you got to make sure that you're shrinking it or stretching it in the right spot. Because like if I went over here to this yellow die and I ran it the same way, foot controlled, if I put it in there, it's going to bow it the opposite direction. So what it'll do is it'll bow it this direction, which I don't need. I need it to go the other way. So I want to use this one. I think that's right. I don't know. We'll find out here in a second. So, yeah. So the first time when you first step on this pedal, like the first couple hits, you'll see that it's already starting to bow it. Can you see that? Yeah. Yeah. So it's already starting to bow it like I'm needing it to do. So what I'll do is I'm going to start. You know what? I've done this wrong. I am wrong. I need to go the other way. So, all right, hang on. Take two. So anyway, I told you wrong. I was using the wrong one. So I need to go the other direction. So I am going to use this yellow. So what I'll do is I'll go like this. And then this will bow this. And now you have to just do this a little bit and then try it on whatever you're using it for. And then you might have to go back and trim it. You might have to go back and go the other direction. So if you go too far, like see, it's bowing it pretty good. So if you go too far, then you can literally take and go over to this die and take it back. It'll do the reverse effect. See what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna keep on doing this until I get it. And then I will bring the camera over here and show you what I've done. So yeah, it's starting to get a good bow to it. Yeah, so this is just time consuming. So if you get to doing this and you get frustrated, because I do. I mean, you've probably seen some of the videos where I've thrown my helmet and stuff just because I'm aggravated, you know, and everybody does. I mean, nobody's perfect, you know what I mean? We do this because we like to do it. So if you get to the point where you're frustrated, and I get that way a lot, I'll stop, I'll put stuff down, and I'll go do something else and cool off and then come back and work on it. It's just part of it. I mean, if it was easy, like I've always said, everyone would do it. So it's not. So this little area right here is bowed a little bit too much, just in this one area. So I'm gonna come over here and see, I'm gonna pull that back, and it's pulling it right back straight. See, it straightened it up a little bit. So, and you just gotta keep going back and forth until you get it. But it takes some time. It just like everything, it just takes time. It's got a pretty good arch to it right now. Yeah, that's gonna really look good when I get this all on there. So I got a little bit of area here. It's got to be straightened. So the good thing is when you do this, you can just keep going back and forth. I mean, you go a little bit. If it's too much, you just go back and change it. Yeah. Yep. So, the only bad thing about this old truck is it's rusted so much that everything has to be made. And, you know, unfortunately, they do not make a lot of this stuff. Oh, wrong one. So you have to, sometimes you just have to make your own stuff, man. It's just the way it is. I mean, I could probably maybe find this online. I don't even know. But honestly, I would just as soon make it myself. So it's, anyway, we'll keep working on this. It's starting to look like something, as you can see. It's starting to look like something. So I'll keep working on this, and then, you know, I don't want to bore you. So I'll keep working on this. Once I get it to fit like I need it to fit, I'll take the camera over there and show you what we've done. All right. Me and Julie's over here in Anderson at a car show here at the church, and there's a lot of cars, a lot of nice cars. Julie's got her little umbrella here.
I'm melting.
Trying to stay out of the sun here. Yeah. So, but anyway, a lot of beautiful cars and a really good turnout today. There's just so many nice cars here. This is actually a very large show. This is the first time that I think we've been here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
first show we've been to over here at the church, but it's really nice. So anyway, we'll walk around and look at some more vehicles. It's really hot, so we'll get out of the sun here shortly. All right. Another vehicle. I know that's surprising to everybody. With Iman again. I'm always with Iman. So anyway, this is what he got. So yeah, I think we're going to be looking for a monkey. So we can be BJ and the bear. For all you old guys out there, you know what I'm talking about. Morning. So I'm heading over to a buddy of mine's house, and I got a new project idea that I'm going to work on. And so I called him and was telling him what I had in mind, and he said, "Hey, come over. Pretty sure I got something that you could use." So that's where I'm heading. So I'll go over here and see what he's got. All right, stay tuned. All right, well, like normal, I came over to Iman's. He's always got something. So he has got this little scooter he built, and it's gonna work perfect for what we're doing. So anyway, we'll keep plugging away at this and get it all done. I'll show you guys what we're into. That was good. That was a good trip over here. So my buddy over here, Iman, he's he's always got cool stuff. He really does. And I build a lot of stuff. He does too. He's really one of the guys that I've watched throughout the years with my dad. I mean, my dad and him both growing up, I just remember them both building stuff. You know, my dad's a big influence on me as far as what I do today. And, you know, I'm in the same way. He's been a good friend, and me and him, we've swapped stuff back and forth, you know, vehicles, all kinds of parts and all kinds of cool stuff. So anyway, it's pretty neat to know that he had that. So what we're getting ready to build is going to be pretty cool. I think so. So anyway, stay tuned, and we'll keep plugging away at this and see what kind of stuff we can get into. All right, see you. All right, so we've been wanting to work on this new project, and we want you guys to stay tuned to this project that we're getting ready to build, because it's really going to be cool. So Julia will explain to you kind of what we got going on. So here we go around, and there she is. Okay.
So we got this from our good buddy Iman, who we love so much. Anytime that we have anything, he's always a genius. He helps us to find whatever he's got at his house. He's got a lot of toys. So
he always got something.
Yeah, he always does. And he's always got a great idea. So between bouncing off between Aaron and him, it's genius. So we bought this from him, thinking this might be a good fit, but we don't believe it's gonna have enough horsepower. So then we thought, well, we need something that has good turning radius, mobility. So we bought this mobility scooter, which has been hours of fun, as you've seen in the last video. But we also don't believe that this thing is gonna work either.
Yeah, because it struggles in gravel.
It does. The terrain, it's very limited. If you're on concrete, and for anybody who gets mad at anybody at Walmart, don't do it, because these are not easy to drive. And then we ended up buying the golf cart. So we do believe that this has enough power, but we don't need two wheels in the front, I don't think. So this kind of lets you know, when you see people build things, it's not just, oh, let's pick this and that and that. You don't know what all you're gonna need. You don't know what's gonna work. Sometimes you waste a lot of time. Sometimes it just
Sometimes you waste a lot of money.
Yeah. And then sometimes it just clicks instantly.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about this project. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. But yeah, we have to cut the rear end down on here. So if you notice the rear end, the width of the axle on the back needs to be narrowed for this project. And you're getting ready to see what we're doing here. Yeah. So once we narrow the wheelbase in the back, then we'll worry about building the front, later on. Mm-hmm. So anyway.
And is it gonna work?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna just blow through some money for nothing?
Yeah, and all three of these might not work.
Yeah. But we do hope that if we can't get those to work for our project, that they'll definitely work for something else.
Yeah. So anyway, without further ado, this is the new project. So we bought a bumper cars. We got two of them. We got one there, and there's one over there. So that's a green one. This one's a red one. Obviously we're going to repaint them, but these things are cool. And I really think that they're going to be really cool when we get done.
Yeah.
So Julie's digging them. She likes them.
It wasn't so nasty I'd sit in it.
Yeah. But it's been raining.
It's kind of nasty.
We've had a little bit of rain over here. So the inside, we're probably we're gonna redo the seats, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna redo that.
And I'm trying to talk him into, and this is a way far out idea, which he loves anyway. Can I put a fishing seat in here, like the little post, and then just ride with him wherever? But we don't know if that's going to work or not. But it's kind of a fun idea.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yep. We've talked about putting the pole on it, and Julie was talking about, since it's so hot, like when we go to car shows, she was going to hang, an umbrella or something? An umbrella,
yeah. Probably one of those like tiki hut grass.
Yeah.
The tackier the better.
The tackier the better, yep. Yep. So anyway, probably a high metal flake paint. Since we got two of them, we're going to build both of them. But what we're thinking is when we go to car shows, we can drive these around at the car show. And probably they probably won't say a whole lot about it.
Yep.
If you're in a vintage bumper car.
Yep.
I mean, I've never seen anybody at a car show in a bumper car. So it looks like Goen's Garage is going to be the first one that I've seen.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people out there that's done it, but you know, I've seen a few videos. One guy put a motorcycle engine in one, and it ran like 120 or something.
Yeah. We don't need all that.
No.
And then Corey and Hannah, they got a Sea-Doo and put a moped or motorcycle.
Yeah.
I think it's moped underneath it, and it looked really fun. So we were inspired by that.
Yeah.
And decided that we need a little get around vehicle for the shows as well. So
yeah. So we thought this would be pretty cool. And
it's going to be tricky because if you look in this part of it, it's going to require a one single wheel in the front.
Yeah.
It's not going to be something that, and I mean, maybe we'll have to do 4 wheels, maybe not, but I'm thinking that.
I don't know if I can pick this up.
Strongman competition.
I can't, it's too heavy.
Say that back, honey. You're going to need it.
I know it. I was going to show you the underneath side. So don't let wrenches bite you here.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let them bite you.
Our little dog he created. It's very cool. Just another little thing that he's made that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
He made this before we actually met. So it's a dog of car parts. The little ears are wrenches.
Yeah.
And he's really low maintenance.
I'm always messing with John, the next door neighbor. In every video, if you guys have watched these videos, I'm always jacking with John. I'm always going over and scaring him or something. I know everybody gets a kick out of it, but the video that we're getting ready to show you was from this weekend.
Yes.
We went to watch him. What kind of race was that? It was like
it's called a road course.
Yeah. So he took his Corvette. He loves the Corvette.
Supposed to be low speed. So I was expecting a leisurely kind of. And I'm thinking, why are they even doing low speed? There's nothing low about this speed.
No, the first car that took off, I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, I would have wrecked in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was very surprised. Because when John first said it, he goes, he said it's a low speed race. And I was like, oh, okay, well, it's not really a race. It was like
You're timed.
Yeah, it was just timed. That's all it was. So I thought, well, that's cool. So he gets up here, he goes over there, and he started the race. And this video you're getting ready to watch was the very first lap that he took. And afterwards, by the way, and you won't see it in the video, but afterwards, he actually raced it a few more times.
Just because he's not a quitter.
He's not a quitter, no. And John raced, he's been racing for years.
Yeah. Figure eight. Which is insane.
Yeah.
Like when he first told me about figure eight, I'm thinking, oh, that's cool. Surely it has like an overpass or something. No, they drive right in the path. I know how ignorant I am to racing.
You thought they had a roundabout.
I did. I'm like, well, there's got to be an overpass.
No.
But he, and I'm like, oh, that's, and he kind of looked at me a little funny. I mean, I just didn't understand.
Yeah, he said, no, they don't stop.
No, he's been T-boned and T-boned. And
so he's been hit. He's been on fire. He's been on everything. Times. So anyway, this video, watch it. It wasn't a laughing matter by no means, but he took it with good stride.
He's so used to wrecking cars that he just went.
Yeah. So anyway, enjoy this. I don't know if he did
John
or not, but
because he already.
Yeah. So we're not going to be scaring John at this video. So enjoy this because I'm sure he didn't. And by the way, after this ordeal happening, you got to keep in mind later on in the day, me and Julie left and went to the car show that you've watched earlier in this video. And we went to that car show. And while we was there, John was still at the track. We're still over there racing. So when we went to, we came home, we got the phone call from Tina saying the car broke down.
Yeah,
so
on top of that, he broke down.
So
it was not a good day.
It was not a good day, but
he was in good spirits.
Yeah, he was like,
he was just excited to get out there and drive it, which is what we tell everybody. No matter what it is, whether it's a rat rod or a hot rod, and he loves his Corvette. We're excited. Whatever passion you have is great. So he was just so amped up about following his passion and doing a road course and racing his Corvette that he had no negative energy at all.
Nope. Okay. See you next time. John?